So you were both in on the ground floor when Federation Hall was a twinkle in Tasmania's eye. How would you describe the vision as it was then and the work that we, the TSO, together with the Grand Chancellor, will do now to take it to its next level?
In those days, there were several attempts to get a standalone hall, a proper purpose-built concert hall for the TSO.
The original brief for the hall was around a symphonic concert hall, and so we made it a large sounding hall with lots of reverberance, and I think that's critical to the conversation we're having today, because if you never have enough reverberance, you can't add reverberance easily without electronic measures. So having more reverberance is never a bad thing, provided you have the mechanism to temper it. So we were truly lucky in the design of this hall, because we made it big, we made it reverberant, and we made it in such a way where on day one the orchestra could fill the hall and play beautifully and well in the hall, because it was a gift through design, but also a gift from all those who contributed to get this hall as a starting point, with the knowledge that we were always going to be able to add to it and add something to help improve the acoustics further, but not because it had faults, but actually to change its artistic diversity.
Some of the things that have occurred since was the most visual to people would be the screen behind the orchestra, and that was always intended, not necessarily in that form, because by the time it was funded and went in, it was more refined, it was larger and so forth, and more variable than the original intention. Tucked away that people wouldn't notice, extension of the reflector panels up on the higher level, things like that, which you wouldn't see, but they were quite complicated to put in. But they're all aimed at allowing the orchestra to hear amongst themselves in the ensemble mode, particular players. And
a great deal of engagement with the musicians, which was really important, to allow us to learn what they were learning about playing on the platform, and then to interpret what their further needs might be by adding something which was suitable. And so,
Garry, at the outset of the project, there were obviously a lot of parameters that you were working within, but you made some really important decisions at the time to future-proof the infrastructure so we could continue to make adjustments and enhance the hall as we went. And now we're in the position of having made the decision to honour the original intention of the hall, which is fantastic. I wondered if you could just tell us how you made those decisions, what you decided to do, and now, 20 years later, what we're able to achieve as a result.
Yes, around the body of the hall, around the walls, the design, the acoustic design from the original included banners. These are fabric banners which drop down the walls and absorb the sound. They, of necessity of the day, were taken out during the construction phase to save money, but we were able to, by hook or by crook, maintain the part that you couldn't easily put back, which was the housings for these banners. So at two levels under the balconies, the top technical gallery and the lower level, the housings were put in, and the power to supply to those housings was put in.
Terrific. And some of the other adjustments that we've been able to make during this phase of the project include some new visual elements as well.
Yes, around the platform itself, having banners there to give even more variability to different ensemble arrangements and different performances that the orchestra might want to do. So, but banners that are dark coloured fabric dropped down the wall isn't going to look very nice as a backdrop to the orchestra, and that's where people are focused, of course, and that's where the surround screen at the moment works so well, looks nice. So again, out of the driven necessity of hiding those banners, there was another opportunity arose. So what we're doing is putting large scale, I'll call them timber blades, horizontal bladed surfaces above the screen and below the screen. That will hide the banners behind them, but they in themselves provide acoustic reflection and diversity in that reflection back to the orchestra itself. They will descend down behind the screen, so the third arrangement that's available would be to use the platform with some of the screen removed or all of the screen removed for greater absorption around the orchestra.
Yeah, which gives a lot of flexibility for performances with chorus or opera in concert.
And I think it's going to look good. It really is. It's going to add another layer of finish to this end of the hall, which, after all the audience are focused on this end of the hall, aren't they?
They are. Yeah.
Brave interventions are important, particularly when there's a striking design already. And I think Garry has, taken it to the next level of bringing augmentation to the platform in a way which is so neatly integrated with what I was trying to achieve acoustically. So we've just sort of intuitively helped each other to give an integrated solution. We're giving you the infrastructure to allow you to play the hall in completely different ways into the future, as well as the traditional ways that you've been doing to date. Big romantic symphony sound, this is well suited as it is today, but the sort of more baroque or the more contemporary work where there's more detail, there's more percussive sound and stuff like that, all of that is actually going to be served much better by the dampening down of the acoustic on the platform. And again, what we hear here gets translated into the auditorium, so the audience will benefit from this new experience. And so we'll be able to program with you and your artistic directors and your chief conductors. We'll be able to change the experience, and that versatility is so significant. It's very in line with the way contemporary concert halls are designed today. There's a lot more versatility in from a technical and acoustical point of view. We had those ideas when we conceived the hall, and what we're doing now is really just adding to it, but in a modern day interpretation. I think this will take the hall in 2020 and beyond into another of those great international concert halls where people will say, wow, the reputation, the significance and the versatility of Federation Concert Hall internationally is amazing. We can go and play all genres of music, all historical repertoire of music. I just want to go and play that. I think that's just so exciting for all of us. It's important that we, as the custodians of the design of the hall, and you as the custodians of the artistic direction of the hall and how you use it, all of those things have to be in balance with each other. And I think we've really achieved that through the subtlety and the delicacy of the design.
Thank you for your vision and foresight, to the extent where there was the little box in the control suite which said electric banner motors. It had been there for 20 years. It's absolutely fantastic.
Waiting for us.
Waiting for us. Yeah, we can't wait to see how it all turns out. Thank you.
Thank you. We were excited. Thank you for the opportunity.
Indeed. Thank you.